Africa. A continent of breathtaking scale and vibrant life, where every sunrise reveals a tapestry of ecosystems, sprawling savannas, tangled jungles and sun-baked deserts, each teeming with creatures great and small. Here the drama of survival unfolds daily. Lions prowl the grasslands, their golden eyes fixed on wary herds. Elephants march in solemn procession toward distant waterholes, their massive forms stirring the dust. But beneath the relentless sun and within the dappled shadows of the forest, a more insidious threat lies in wait. A danger that moves in silence, often unseen, yet ever present. This is the realm of Africa's venomous snakes, among them the Cape Cobra, with its golden hood flared in warning, glides through the arid scrublands of southern Africa. The black mamba, a shadowy spectre, weaves through the tall grasses and acacia thickets, its speed and aggression legendary. These serpents are masters of their domains, architects of fear. Their mere presence sends ripples of caution through the herds. Antelope graze with one eye on the grass. Zebras startle at the faintest rustle. Each species has carved a niche in this intricate web of life. The puff adder, thick-bodied and cryptic, lies motionless among the leaf litter. Its camouflage so perfect that even the sharpest-eyed predator may pass within inches, unaware of the danger. Their power is not in brute strength, but in a complex arsenal of venom, neurotoxins, hemotoxins, cytotoxins, delivered with astonishing speed and precision. A single bite from a gaboon viper with the longest fangs of any snake can bring down prey in moments. In an instant, the tables turn. A powerful predator becomes helpless prey. The victim collapses, often before it even comprehends the source of its doom. This is the ultimate biological warfare, a battle waged on a microscopic scale, where venom invades the bloodstream, shutting down nerves, clotting blood or dissolving tissue, with consequences that are swift and final. The influence of these reptiles is profound. Even the fearless honey badger, renowned for its tenacity, pauses to sniff the air, its senses attuned to the faintest trace of a snake's musk. Wildebeest herds, driven by ancient migratory instincts, halt abruptly at a flicker in the grass. The unseen peril of a lurking boomslang or a hidden night adder can bring 1,000-strong migration to a standstill. Across the continent, this tension is ever present. The threat of venomous snakes shapes where animals graze, where they rest and how they move. Every step is a calculation, every pause a moment of vigilance. The danger does not roar or charge, it waits, coiled in ambush, its patience infinite. The rustle of a leaf, a shadow shifting in the undergrowth, these are the subtle signals of a predator that kills without warning. In this world, the ground itself cannot be trusted. A harmless-looking pile of leaves may conceal a deadly twig snake, its slender body perfectly camouflaged among the branches. Every hoof-step is a risk. A burrow, a hollow log, or the cool shade of a tree may hide a lethal hunter waiting for the perfect moment to strike. The battles that erupt are raw and primal. A mongoose faces off against a cobra, relying on agility and lightning reflexes. A bird snatches a snake from the grass, only to drop it as venom takes hold. These are clashes of instinct, speed, and potent chemistry. The strategies are as varied as the species themselves. Some snakes ambush, others pursue. Some rely on camouflage, others on intimidation. The African rock python, though non-venomous, uses sheer strength to constrict its prey, while the saw-scaled viper relies on its rapid, unpredictable strikes and potent venom to subdue animals many times its size. In this ancient and unforgiving land, the presence of venomous snakes exerts immense pressure on the magnificent wildlife. They are silent hunters, shaping the very rhythm of life and death, their influence woven into the fabric of the African wild. It is a world where every shadow may conceal a serpent, and every heartbeat is a reminder of the unseen peril that rules the land. Among Africa's many venomous snakes, three groups stand out for their fearsome reputations and remarkable adaptations: the cobras, the vipers, and the mambas. These snakes are not only apex predators in their environments, but also represent some of the most sophisticated examples of evolutionary specialization in the animal kingdom. Cobras, vipers and mambas each possess unique biological traits, hunting strategies and venom mechanisms that set them apart from one another and from other predators. Their bodies are masterpieces of adaptation. Scales that shimmer in the dappled light, eyes that can detect the faintest movement, and muscular forms built for stealth, speed or power, depending on their ecological niche. The cobra is perhaps the most iconic of Africa's venomous snakes. Its signature hood, formed by elongated ribs and loose skin, is a universal warning signal in the animal world. When threatened, the cobra rears up, spreading its hood wide to appear larger and more intimidating, a display that deters many would-be predators. This defensive posture is not just for show. The cobra's gaze is fixed and unblinking, a psychological tactic that can freeze smaller animals in their tracks, giving the snake a crucial advantage. Cobras possess short, fixed fangs at the front of their mouths, through which they inject potent neurotoxic venom. This venom acts rapidly, binding to nerve receptors and blocking the transmission of signals between nerves and muscles. The result is swift paralysis, often leading to respiratory failure in prey animals. This allows the cobra to subdue birds, rodents, and even other reptiles with remarkable efficiency. The Egyptian cobra and the snouted cobra are among the most formidable, each dominating their respective habitats. The Egyptian cobra is a powerful hunter in arid and semi-arid regions, while the snouted cobra is a master of burrow ambushes, waiting patiently for unsuspecting prey. Vipers, in contrast, are the undisputed masters of camouflage and ambush. Their broad, triangular heads and stout bodies are perfectly suited for remaining motionless and hidden among leaf litter or underbrush. The gaboon viper and the puff adder are two of Africa's most notorious vipers. The gaboon viper, with its cryptic coloration and massive size, can remain undetected for days, while the puff adder is responsible for more snakebite incidents among wildlife due to its widespread distribution and tendency to lie still, even when approached. Vipers possess the longest fangs of any snake, hinged to fold back when the mouth is closed. These fangs act like hypodermic needles, delivering deep injections of venom into their prey. Unlike cobras, vipers rarely give warning displays. Their defense is invisibility, relying on their cryptic patterns to avoid detection by both predators and prey. Their coloration mimics the forest floor or savanna soil, making them nearly invisible until the moment they strike. Viper venom is typically cytotoxic or hemotoxic, containing enzymes that break down cell membranes and disrupt blood clotting. This venom causes rapid tissue destruction, intense pain and swelling, quickly incapacitating prey and deterring scavengers from interfering. A large viper's bite can result in catastrophic internal bleeding and necrosis, ensuring that even large prey animals are quickly subdued. Vipers are patient hunters, sometimes waiting motionless for days until the perfect opportunity arises. When prey comes within range, the strike is instantaneous, guided by heat-sensitive pits that detect the body heat of mammals and birds. The mamba, especially the black mamba, is perhaps the most feared of all African snakes. Its name alone is enough to send a chill through the animal world. The black mamba is legendary for its length, sometimes exceeding 4 meters, its agility and its astonishing speed, which can reach up to 20 kilometers per hour in short bursts. Though not aggressive by nature, when threatened or cornered, the mamba becomes a whirlwind of motion, capable of delivering multiple rapid strikes in seconds. Mamba venom is a complex cocktail of neurotoxins, dendrotoxins and cardiotoxins. These act on the nervous system, blocking synaptic transmission and causing rapid paralysis. The effects are almost immediate. Prey animals collapse within minutes, their muscles locked and their breathing halted by the venom's relentless assault. Unlike the heavy-bodied vipers, mambas are slender, streamlined, and built for speed. Their scales are smooth, reducing friction as they move through dense foliage or across open ground. Mambas are active hunters, using their keen eyesight to spot birds, rodents, and even other reptiles from a distance. They pursue prey with relentless energy, often chasing it down rather than waiting in ambush. The mamba's movements are a study in lethal elegance. Every motion is fluid, every strike precise, making it one of the most efficient predators in Africa. Together, cobras, vipers and mambas represent the pinnacle of venomous snake evolution in Africa. Each has developed a unique arsenal of biological tools, hunting tactics and venom chemistry to dominate its ecological niche. The cobra, with its intimidating hood and fast-acting neurotoxins, is both a formidable predator and a feared adversary among other animals. The viper, with its perfect camouflage and devastating cytotoxic bite, is a silent killer, often unseen until it is too late for its prey. The mamba, with its breathtaking speed and complex, fast-acting toxins, is a relentless hunter, feared by all who share its territory. Each of these snakes has carved out a distinct ecological role, shaping the balance of predator and prey in their respective habitats. Their hunting tactics are as varied as their biology. Ambush, pursuit, intimidation and stealth, each perfectly matched to their environment and prey. These snakes are woven into the very fabric of the African landscape, their presence shaping the lives and behaviours of countless other animals. In the wild, their interactions with other wildlife are a constant high-stakes drama. Predators and prey locked in an evolutionary arms race, where a single miscalculation can mean the difference between life and death. Venom is the great equalizer in the African wild, a force that shapes the delicate balance between predator and prey. This potent substance is a marvel of evolutionary engineering, a complex cocktail of proteins, enzymes and peptides, each component serving a precise function. Over millions of years, African snakes have refined their venom to target specific physiological systems in their prey and adversaries. For these reptiles, venom is both sword and shield. It subdues prey with surgical efficiency and deters would-be attackers with the threat of swift, often fatal consequences. As an offensive tool, venom is deployed with astonishing speed and accuracy. The strike of a viper, for example, can be completed in less than 1/10 of a second, delivering a precise dose of toxins deep into the tissues of its target. Unlike many predators, snakes do not rely on brute strength. Their jaws are not built to crush bone, nor do they possess claws to rend flesh. Instead, their fangs, hollow or grooved, depending on the species, act as hypodermic needles, injecting venom with minimal effort. In a single, fluid motion, the fangs penetrate the prey, and the venom is delivered directly into the circulatory system or muscle tissue, depending on the target and the snake's hunting strategy. Once inside, the venom acts rapidly. Some toxins disrupt nerve signals, others destroy blood cells or break down muscle tissue. The result is swift incapacitation, reducing the risk of injury to the snake from a struggling victim. Neurotoxins, for instance, block the transmission of nerve impulses, leading to paralysis. Hemotoxins and cytotoxins, on the other hand, cause internal bleeding, tissue necrosis or coagulation of blood, rendering the prey helpless. This biochemical arsenal allows snakes to subdue animals many times their own size, a feat that would be impossible through physical force alone. Take the puff adder, for example. This ambush predator relies on camouflage and patience, remaining motionless for hours as it waits for prey to approach. Its cryptic coloration blends seamlessly with the leaf litter and soil, making it nearly invisible to both prey and potential threats. When a rodent scurries past, the puff adder's strike is a blur, faster than the blink of an eye. The venom is injected, and the snake immediately releases its grip. This strike-and-release tactic minimizes the risk of injury, as the prey is left to succumb to the venom while the snake waits at a safe distance. The venom's effects are soon evident. The prey collapses, its muscles failing, its blood thickening, or its nerves silenced. Even if the prey manages a few desperate steps, its fate is sealed by the relentless advance of the toxins. The snake then uses its highly developed sense of smell, following the scent trail left by the dying animal, confident that its meal awaits, already subdued. This method is a triumph of energy conservation. By letting venom do the work, the snake avoids prolonged struggles and conserves precious resources. For solitary hunters, this efficiency is vital. Any injury could mean starvation, so minimizing risk is paramount. Venom is equally formidable as a defensive mechanism. When threatened, many African snakes adopt dramatic postures, coiling, flattening their bodies, or displaying vivid warning colours. If a large animal such as a buffalo or elephant approaches, the snake's first response is to retreat, relying on stealth and speed to avoid confrontation. But when escape is impossible, the snake will strike, delivering a venomous bite as a warning rather than an attempt to kill. This dry bite, or low venom warning, is a calculated risk, designed to deter without wasting precious venom reserves. The Cape Cobra, for instance, employs a dramatic threat display, flaring its hood, hissing and swaying to appear larger and more intimidating. If the threat persists, the cobra will strike with precision, delivering neurotoxic venom that can incapacitate even agile adversaries like the mongoose. The venom, in this context, is a last line of defense, a chemical shield that can turn the tables on even the most determined attacker. Even the smallest snakes wield this power, their diminutive size belying the potency of their venom. The diversity of venom types among African snakes is a testament to their adaptability. Each species has evolved a unique blend of toxins tailored to its ecological niche. The black mamba and many cobras, for example, produce neurotoxins that act with lightning speed, ideal for hunting quick, elusive prey. These neurotoxins block synaptic transmission, halting communication between brain and muscle, resulting in rapid paralysis. Such adaptations are crucial for capturing birds or rodents, which might otherwise escape before the venom takes effect. Vipers, on the other hand, often rely on cytotoxins and hemotoxins, agents of destruction that break down tissue and blood vessels. These toxins cause massive internal damage, immobilizing larger, more robust prey and beginning the digestive process even before the meal is swallowed. This strategy is particularly effective against animals with thick hides or strong muscles, ensuring the snake's survival in a competitive environment. Each species' venom is a masterpiece of adaptation, fine-tuned to its hunting style, preferred prey, and the unique challenges of its habitat. In the African wild, venom is the ultimate weapon, an intricate blend of chemistry and strategy, ensuring the survival of these remarkable reptiles through both attack and defense. The art of the ambush is a masterpiece of patience, stealth, and precision. Africa's venomous snakes are unrivaled in their ability to execute silent, deadly strikes. Each step in their attack is a marvel of evolutionary adaptation. The process begins with perfect concealment. A gaboon viper, for example, is a living shadow among the leaves, its body a tapestry of pinks, purples, and browns that mirrors the forest floor. These intricate patterns break up the snake's outline, making it nearly invisible to both predator and prey. The snake remains utterly motionless, sometimes for days, conserving energy and avoiding detection. This stillness is crucial. Any unnecessary movement could betray its presence. It is not simply hiding. It becomes part of the landscape, a silent observer awaiting opportunity. As potential prey, perhaps a small antelope or a ground bird wanders close, the snake's sensory adaptations come into play. The viper's tongue flicks, sampling chemical cues from the air, while its body detects the faintest ground vibrations and subtle shifts in temperature. When the prey is within striking range, the snake's muscles tense in anticipation. The strike is a sudden explosive burst, an eruption of speed and power. In a fraction of a second, the snake's head lunges forward, closing the gap with astonishing velocity. The prey, often unaware until the very last instant, has little chance to react. The movement is a blur, the entire attack unfolding in less than a heartbeat. As the viper's jaws open, its enormous fangs swing into position, extending to deliver a precise, deep bite. Venom is injected with hydraulic force, flooding the prey's tissues with a potent cocktail of toxins. Instantly, the snake recoils, retreating to safety and resuming its motionless vigil. The forest returns to silence. The entire event is over almost before it has begun, a deadly punctuation mark in the quiet undergrowth. The bitten animal, stunned and confused, may stagger away, unaware of the full extent of its injury. Sometimes panic sets in, and the prey bolts, crashing through the undergrowth in a desperate attempt to escape. But the venom is already at work, spreading rapidly through the bloodstream, disrupting vital systems and weakening the animal with every passing moment. The snake does not pursue. There is no need for a chase or struggle. Instead it waits, flicking its tongue to track the scent of its dying prey, confident that its venom will do the work. When the time is right, the snake follows the scent trail, moving slowly and deliberately through the undergrowth. This method ensures the snake's safety, minimizing risk and conserving energy. There's no prolonged struggle, no risk of injury from a panicked animal, just a calculated remote kill. The ambush is a strategy of efficiency honed by countless generations of survival. This deadly art is not confined to the forest. Across Africa, snakes adapt their ambush techniques to a variety of habitats. In rivers and swamps, the water cobra lies submerged, its body hidden beneath the surface. Only its nostrils break the water, disguised as a reed, while it waits for unsuspecting prey. A frog or bird pausing at the water's edge is oblivious to the danger lurking just beneath. The strike from the water is just as sudden and lethal, a flash of movement that leaves no time for escape. Each environment presents a unique stage, and each species of ambush predator has evolved specialized camouflage, sensory tools, and strike techniques. The success of these silent, deadly strikes is a testament to the snake's extraordinary patience, sensory mastery, and perfect adaptation to its world. In the intricate web of Africa's wild, not all encounters are initiated by the snake. Sometimes the hunter becomes the hunted, and the lines between predator and prey blur in fascinating ways. These reptiles are often thrust into dramatic defensive battles, forced to fight for their own survival against adversaries that would otherwise be considered prey. One of the most iconic rivalries in Africa is that between the cobra and the mongoose, a classic example of prey-turning predator. The mongoose, though small and often targeted by larger carnivores, is quick, agile and seemingly fearless when confronting venomous snakes. While not immune to the cobra's venom, the mongoose possesses a remarkable resistance and lightning-fast reflexes, allowing it to challenge and sometimes overcome its deadly foe. Their battle is a mesmerizing dance of death, a high-stakes contest where the outcome can shift in an instant. The cobra rears up, flaring its magnificent hood, swaying from side to side in a display of pure intimidation, hoping to deter the relentless mongoose. This posture is a warning, an evolutionary adaptation meant to keep would-be predators at bay. Yet the mongoose, a relentless opportunist, is undeterred, driven by hunger and the promise of a high-protein meal. It circles the cobra, feinting and darting, searching for the briefest lapse in the snake's concentration. The snake, for its part, knows that a single well-placed bite could end the contest instantly. The mongoose, however, is equally aware that one mistake could be fatal. It provokes the cobra into striking repeatedly, each time dodging with breathtaking speed, wearing down its adversary. This is a battle of endurance and nerve, where patience and agility are as important as strength. Over time, the mongoose seeks to exhaust the snake, waiting for the moment when its reactions slow. When the opportunity arises, the mongoose strikes with precision, aiming for the vulnerable back of the cobra's neck. In a rare but decisive moment, the prey becomes the predator. The mongoose leaps, sinking its sharp teeth into the cobra's spine, ending the deadly dance. Here the venomous predator is transformed into prey, a reversal that echoes throughout the African food chain. Even the formidable black mamba, one of Africa's most feared snakes, is not exempt from this dynamic. Birds of prey, such as the secretary bird and martial eagle, are among the few animals bold enough to hunt venomous snakes. These aerial hunters approach from above, using their keen eyesight and powerful talons to their advantage. The secretary bird, with its long crane-like legs, stalks snakes across the savannah, using its height to spot and approach its quarry. It spreads its wings as a shield, confusing and intimidating the snake, while protecting itself from strikes. With a series of rapid, powerful stomps, the secretary bird aims to crush the snake's head or spine, neutralizing the venomous threat. The mamba, in turn, strikes with astonishing speed, targeting the bird's legs in a desperate bid for survival. These confrontations are chaotic and violent, a clash between terrestrial serpent and avian predator, each adapted for this deadly contest. Such battles are not just spectacles, they are vital to the balance of the ecosystem, shaping populations and influencing the food chain. A snake's venom is a formidable weapon, but it is not an absolute guarantee of safety. In the wild, every advantage is met with a counter. Over generations, predators have evolved unique strategies to hunt even the most dangerous snakes, from resistance to venom to specialized hunting techniques. The honey badger, for example, is renowned for its thick, loose skin and remarkable tolerance to venom, allowing it to survive bites that would kill most animals. Undeterred by pain or poison, the honey badger continues its ferocious attack, often emerging victorious against venomous snakes. These rare but dramatic reversals, where prey becomes predator, are essential to the health of the ecosystem, preventing any one species from dominating and ensuring a dynamic balance. For Africa's most venomous snakes, every day is a test of survival, and even the deadliest must remain vigilant, for in this wild theatre, the roles of predator and prey are always shifting. The African savanna stretches endlessly, a breathtaking expanse of golden grasslands beneath a boundless blue sky. This sea of grass, punctuated by acacia trees and scattered rocky outcrops, seems tranquil at first glance. Yet the openness is an illusion. Beneath the waving blades, countless dangers lurk, expertly concealed from even the sharpest eyes. For the millions of animals that call these plains home, peril is ever present, often lying in wait just beneath their feet. The tall grasses, a lifeline for grazing herds, double as the perfect hiding place for Africa's most venomous snakes. Their scales blend seamlessly with the dry stalks, rendering them nearly invisible. Take the puff adder, for example. Its cryptic coloration allows it to vanish against the patchwork of soil and dead grass, lying motionless on well-trodden game trails. Herds of zebra or wildebeest may pass within inches of the coiled predator, their hooves thudding dangerously close, oblivious to the threat concealed in the undergrowth. The rhythm of life here is dictated by the sun's relentless heat. Snakes, like all creatures, must adapt their strategies to survive. As midday temperatures soar, many snakes abandon their ambush sites, seeking refuge in the cool shadows. They slip silently into abandoned termite mounds, deep rock crevices, or the burrows of other animals, vanishing from sight and creating hidden pockets of danger. These invisible threats are scattered across the landscape, waiting for the unwary to stumble too close. Sometimes the hunter becomes the hunted. A warthog seeking shelter at dusk may back into its burrow, only to find a venomous, snouted cobra already inside. In the darkness, the confrontation is swift and brutal, an ambush in the most confined of spaces. The very refuges that animals depend on for safety can transform into deadly traps, as snakes exploit these sanctuaries for their own survival. Out in the open, encounters are often sudden and explosive. A snake, perfectly camouflaged, can launch a lightning-fast strike at an unsuspecting passerby. Even the tallest of the savanna's residents are not immune. A giraffe, lowering its head to drink, may unwittingly bring its vulnerable neck within striking range of a black mamba, hunting frogs at the water's edge. The mamba, feeling threatened by the towering animal, may rear up and strike in self-defense, its speed and precision unmatched. While a giraffe is too large to be prey, the mamba's potent neurotoxic venom can still prove fatal, a testament to the snake's deadly efficiency. These moments reveal a harsh truth. No animal, no matter its size or strength, is truly safe from the hidden dangers that snakes represent. The savanna is a stage where giants and serpents coexist, each adapting to the other's presence in a delicate balance of survival. The rocky outcrops, or kopjes, rising above the plains, are another arena for these deadly encounters. Here, ledges, cracks and caves create a labyrinth of hiding places perfect for ambush predators. Rock pythons bask in the sun, while venomous species like the Mozambique spitting cobra prowl the shadows, each using the terrain to their advantage. The Mozambique spitting cobra in particular has evolved a remarkable defense, raising its hood and preparing to unleash its venom. When threatened, it can accurately spray venom into the eyes of an adversary from several feet away, a strategy that deters even the boldest attackers. A curious baboon, flipping over a rock in search of insects, may be met with a blinding jet of poison, an ambush that relies on surprise and precision. The result is excruciating pain and the risk of permanent blindness, a powerful deterrent that allows the snake to escape without ever making physical contact. Deep within the heart of Africa, the Congo Basin stretches endlessly, a living, breathing sea of green. Here, the jungle canopy forms a world apart, suspended high above the shadowy forest floor, where sunlight filters through a tangled web of leaves and vines. In this vertical wilderness, survival is a daily contest played out in the dizzying heights of the treetops. Life pulses not only on the damp, mysterious ground below, but also in the sun-dappled canopy above, where every branch and leaf is a stage for drama and danger. This elevated realm belongs to the arboreal snakes, masters of stealth and agility, perfectly sculpted by evolution to thrive among the branches. The green mamba and the boomslang reign supreme here, their lithe bodies weaving effortlessly through the tangled maze of limbs and leaves. Their emerald scales shimmer in the filtered light, blending seamlessly with the foliage. Camouflage is their shield, rendering them nearly invisible to both predator and prey. With silent, liquid grace they glide from branch to branch, their movements so fluid they seem to melt into the trees themselves. The canopy is alive with constant motion, a bustling metropolis of creatures, each fighting for space, food, and safety. Agile monkeys leap fearlessly between branches, while vibrant birds gather twigs and leaves to build their fragile nests, always wary of unseen threats. For every creature here, danger lurks not just below, but all around, hidden in the very branches that support their lives. The boomslang, whose name means tree snake, is a patient and insidious hunter. It glides silently through the foliage, its large eyes scanning for the slightest movement. Armed with potent hemotoxic venom, the boomslang can bring swift death to its prey. Blood congealing, organs failing, all with a single precise bite. Sometimes it lies motionless, draped along a branch, mimicking a harmless vine. It waits, patient and cold, for a chameleon to creep too close or for a nesting bird to let down its guard. When the moment comes, the strike is lightning fast, precise, silent and deadly. In this world, a branch that seems solid, a creeper that appears harmless, may conceal a predator waiting in perfect stillness. The battles here are often silent, fought over the most precious of prizes, nests filled with eggs or helpless chicks, the future of a bloodline hanging in the balance. A returning parent may find its nest invaded, a green mamba coiled within, its hunger already sated by the lives it has claimed. The confrontation that follows is desperate, a frantic struggle between a parent's instinct to protect and the snake's relentless drive to survive. Parent birds shriek and dive bomb, risking their own lives in a futile attempt to drive off the intruder. But against venom and stealth, courage is often not enough. The aftermath is a sombre reminder of the jungle's harsh reality, where every victory is paid for in loss. The very branches that cradle life can also deliver death, as a camouflaged serpent waits unseen for its next opportunity. Here every day is a battle, a relentless war for survival, for territory, for the right to continue a lineage. Yet the dangers are not confined to the heights. On the jungle floor, the struggle is just as fierce. Here the gaboon viper lies in wait, its body a masterpiece of camouflage, blending perfectly with the mottled leaf litter. Its geometric patterns break up its outline, making it nearly invisible to the unwary. Other serpents, like the forest cobra, prowl the undergrowth, actively seeking out small mammals, lizards, and even rival snakes. The jungle is a world of shadows and secrets, where thick vegetation closes in, muffling sound and shortening sight lines. Here every movement is cautious, every sense heightened, for danger can be anywhere and everywhere. An animal must listen for the faintest rustle, watch for the slightest unnatural shape, always alert to the possibility of a hidden predator. In this world, death does not always chase its victims. Sometimes it waits in silence, and life stumbles blindly into its grasp. For every creature roaming the African wilderness, the presence of venomous snakes is an ever-present shadow, shaping their lives from the moment they are born. This threat is not a fleeting danger, but a constant, invisible force that weaves anxiety into the very fabric of daily existence. Every movement, every decision is influenced by the knowledge that a deadly serpent could be lurking nearby. Animals do not simply react to snakes when they see them. Their entire way of life is built around minimizing the risk of a fatal encounter. Grazing, resting, and even socializing are all tinged with caution. Herds of antelope, for example, will stamp their feet and snort as they move through the savanna's long grass. This is not random behavior, but a calculated effort to send vibrations through the earth, warning hidden snakes of their approach and encouraging them to slither away before a deadly encounter can occur. This vigilance is not innate. It is learned and passed down through generations. Young animals watch their elders closely, absorbing the subtle cues and warning signals that mean the difference between life and death. In the case of meerkats, adults actively teach their pups how to recognize, approach, and neutralize snakes. Adult meerkats will capture a less dangerous snake and present it to the young, demonstrating how to approach with caution, distract, and deliver a precise, killing bite. This lesson is vital, for in Africa a single mistake can be fatal. Among primates like vervet monkeys, the threat of snakes has shaped their very language. These monkeys have evolved distinct alarm calls, one for aerial predators such as eagles, another for leopards, and a third urgent call reserved specifically for snakes. At the sound of the snake alarm, the entire troop reacts instantly, scrambling for the safety of the highest branches, their bodies primed for escape. The psychological pressure is immense. Every shadow, every rustle in the undergrowth must be scrutinized. Is it merely the wind, or the silent approach of a black mamba? Is that fallen log a safe resting place? Or does a puff adder lie coiled in ambush? The black mamba, with its lightning speed and potent venom, and the puff adder, master of camouflage, are just two of the many serpents that force animals to remain on constant alert. This state of high alert consumes precious energy. The daily struggle to find food, water and mates is made even more difficult by the need to remain vigilant at all times. The hidden cost of survival in Africa is the relentless stress imposed by the threat of venomous snakes. Even at rest, animals cannot fully relax. Their nervous systems are perpetually primed for a flight or fight response, ready to react to the slightest sign of danger. This ever-present sense of danger shapes the entire ecosystem. It creates a landscape of fear where certain areas are avoided because they are known to harbour snakes. Lush patches of grass, ideal for grazing, may be left untouched if they are riddled with viper burrows. Even life-giving waterholes become places of anxiety, as animals know that snakes are often drawn to the water's edge to hunt. The need for caution is ever present, influencing where and when animals drink, graze and rest. This constant low-level threat from venomous snakes is as powerful a force in shaping animal behaviour as the more dramatic hunts of lions and leopards. It is the silent, ever-present danger that defines what it means to be a wild animal in Africa, a world where every day is a test of awareness, adaptation and survival. Across the vast, sun-drenched landscapes of Africa, a silent lineage endures, one that has slithered through the undergrowth and shadows for millions of years. The saga of Africa's venomous snakes is not merely a tale of danger, but a breathtaking chronicle of evolutionary triumph, adaptation, and the relentless will to survive. From the iconic hooded cobra, whose warning display is the result of countless generations of natural selection, to the cryptic viper, whose scales mirror the dappled forest floor, and the lightning-fast mamba, these serpents are masterpieces of evolutionary design. Each scale, each muscle, each drop of venom is the product of ancient forces shaping life to fit the unforgiving demands of the African wild. Venom, a marvel of biochemical evolution, has transformed these limbless hunters into some of the continent's most formidable predators. It is a weapon honed over epochs, allowing a single strike to subdue prey many times their size and to defend against the mightiest of adversaries. This potent elixir is not just a tool for hunting, but a shield against the ever-present dangers of the wild, a key to survival in a world where every moment is a test. Africa's serpents are woven into the very fabric of the ecosystem. They are both predator and prey, shaping the destinies of countless species through their presence alone. The primal battles that unfold, swift, silent, and often unseen, are echoes of an ancient arms race where every adaptation is met with a counter and survival is the ultimate prize. The mere presence of a serpent sends ripples of caution through the wild, teaching vigilance to the young and etching the lessons of survival deep into the instincts of all who share their realm. In the hush of the grasslands and the shadows of the forest, a single movement can mean the difference between life and death, a truth written in the wary eyes of every creature that treads these lands. The ever-present threat of venomous snakes has sculpted the behaviour of Africa's wildlife, forging a legacy of alertness and respect that is passed from generation to generation. The vigilant meerkat, the twitching antelope, the watchful monkey, all are living testaments to the enduring influence of serpents on the continent's evolutionary stage. Every waterhole, every patch of shade is a potential arena for this ancient drama, a world where the unseen can shape the fate of the bold and the unwary alike. Yet within this world of danger, there is a fierce and mesmerizing beauty. The vibrant colours, the hypnotic patterns, the sinuous grace, each a testament to the artistry of evolution. The perfection of their camouflage, the fluidity of their movement, are the hallmarks of creatures shaped by the relentless hand of time. The Gaboon viper's intricate mosaic is not just for show, it is a living shield, a masterpiece of concealment that has ensured its survival for millennia. The green mamba's emerald form glides through the canopy, a whisper of danger among the leaves, perfectly attuned to the world above and below. The cobra, regal and unyielding, stands as a symbol of defiance, its hood a banner of warning, its gaze the challenge to all who would threaten it. These serpents are living relics, their ancestry stretching back to a primordial world, their presence a bridge to the deep past of the African continent. They are the pulse of the wild, the silent rulers of grassland and forest, embodying the untamable spirit of Africa itself. In their eyes glimmers the wisdom of ages, a reminder that nature's complexity is both beautiful and formidable, and that every creature has its place in the grand design. Deleted. They are a vital thread in the intricate tapestry of life, shaping the destinies of predator and prey, and ensuring the eternal balance of the wild. Their silent, patient presence is a constant reminder that in Africa, the rules of survival are written in the shadows and enforced by the unseen. Within each serpent flows an ancient secret, a power both beautiful and deadly, a legacy of adaptation that has stood the test of time. In the wild heart of Africa, the enduring power of its serpents is a humbling testament that even the smallest, most silent of creatures can shape the destiny of a continent, and that their legacy will echo for ages yet to come. Long before the first elephants roamed the savannah or the earliest apes swung through the trees, the ancient ancestors of Africa's venomous snakes slithered through primordial forests and swamps. Their legacy stretches back over 100 million years, to an era when the continent itself was still taking shape. A land of shifting tectonic plates, volcanic upheaval, and lush, sprawling ecosystems teeming with prehistoric life. Fossil records, though rare and often fragmented, reveal glimpses of these bygone serpents. Deep beneath layers of sediment, paleontologists have uncovered vertebrae and jawbones of ancient snakes, some bearing the distinctive grooves and hollows that once channeled venom. These relics tell the story of how, over countless generations, primitive constrictors evolved specialized fangs, hollow, hinged, and razor-sharp, transforming simple bites into sophisticated delivery systems for venom. The genetic story is even more astonishing. Hidden within the DNA of Africa's modern cobras, vipers, and mambas are the molecular blueprints of innovation. Through the slow dance of mutation and natural selection, these snakes evolved a dazzling array of toxins, each tailored for a specific purpose. Some venoms attack the nervous system, paralyzing prey in seconds. Others destroy blood cells or break down tissue, ensuring a swift and efficient kill. Over millennia, gene duplication and diversification have created a chemical arsenal unmatched in the animal kingdom, finely tuned to the challenges of Africa's ever-changing habitats. Ancient ecosystems played a crucial role in this evolutionary saga. As dense rainforests gave way to open woodlands and sprawling savannas, snakes were forced to adapt or perish. Those that mastered camouflage thrived among leaf litter and tangled roots. Others, with speed and agility, dominated the grasslands. The rise of new predators and prey drove an arms race of adaptation. Fangs grew longer, venom grew deadlier, and defensive displays became more elaborate. From the shadowy undergrowth of the Cretaceous to the bright sunlit plains of today, Africa's venomous snakes have been both witnesses and architects of change. Their evolutionary journey is etched into the landscape itself, a testament to resilience, innovation, and the relentless pressure to survive. As we peer back through the veil of time, we glimpse not just the origins of Africa's serpents, but the profound forces that have shaped all life on this ancient continent. The story of these remarkable reptiles is woven into the very bedrock of Africa, a living chronicle of adaptation that continues to unfold one scale at a time. In the grand tapestry of Africa's wild places, snakes are more than silent hunters. They are vital threads woven into the intricate web of life. Every movement, every strike, and every slither echoes through the food chain, shaping the fate of countless creatures across the continent. Hidden in the undergrowth, a puff adder lies in wait, sensing the vibrations of a passing rodent. With a sudden strike, the snake claims its meal, playing its part as a keystone predator. By preying on small mammals, birds and amphibians, snakes help keep populations in balance, preventing outbreaks of pests that could devastate crops and wild plants alike. But snakes themselves are not untouchable. They are hunted by Africa's stealthiest predators. A slender mongoose darts through the grass, immune to many snake venoms, and flips a cobra with lightning speed. Raptors, like the majestic snake eagle, soar overhead, their keen eyes trained on any movement below. Even monitor lizards and honey badgers will risk a venomous bite for a protein-rich meal. This delicate dance of predator and prey creates ripples throughout the ecosystem. When snakes thrive, they regulate the numbers of their prey, which in turn affects the plants those animals feed upon. When their numbers dwindle, rodents and insects may multiply unchecked, disrupting the fragile balance of life. Snakes are also prey for scavengers, returning nutrients to the soil. Their eggs and hatchlings feed a host of creatures, from ants to wild pigs, ensuring energy is passed along the chain. In the shadows of the savanna, deep within the rainforest and across rocky escarpments, Africa's snakes are both hunters and hunted, essential players in the endless cycle of life and death. Without them, the ecosystem would falter, its harmony broken. Here in the heart of Africa, the story of survival is never told by a single voice. It is a chorus, each species playing its part. And at its centre, silent and often unseen, are the snakes, guardians of balance, keepers of the web of life. Beneath the scales and silent movement lies a marvel of evolutionary engineering, the venom delivery systems of Africa's snakes. Each species has refined its own method of administering this potent cocktail, a tool shaped by millions of years of survival and adaptation. Deep in the underbrush, the puff adder relies on long, hinged fangs that fold neatly against the roof of its mouth when not in use. When prey ventures too close, these fangs swing forward like precision daggers, plunging deep and delivering a dose of cytotoxic venom designed to immobilize and begin digesting the victim almost instantly. Contrast this with the elegant black mamba, whose fixed front fangs are shorter but no less effective. The mamba's venom is a potent neurotoxin, and its rapid, repeated strikes inject small amounts with each bite. This method allows the snake to defend itself or subdue prey quickly, minimizing risk and conserving precious energy. Elsewhere, spitting cobras have evolved a unique adaptation. Specialized muscles squeeze venom ducts, forcing a spray of venom through forward-facing holes in their fangs. This stream can be aimed with remarkable accuracy at the eyes of a threat, blinding and deterring predators without the need for close combat. Even burrowing asps, rarely seen above ground, possess rear-fanged jaws. Their venom is delivered through grooves along the back teeth, a system perfectly suited for subduing the small, slippery prey of underground tunnels. These delivery systems are not merely weapons, they are keys to survival. Each adaptation reflects a specific evolutionary path, granting advantages in hunting, defense, and ecological niche. From swift injectors to precise sprayers, Africa's snakes wield their venom with efficiency and purpose, ensuring their place as both feared hunters and vital components of the continent's living tapestry. In the silent arms race of nature, it is not just the venom that matters, but the means by which it is delivered. And in this, Africa's serpents are unmatched innovators. As the sun dips below the horizon and the African landscape is draped in darkness, a different world awakens, a world where Africa's serpents become masters of the night. In the cooling air, the ground still radiates the day's heat, creating the perfect environment for cold-blooded hunters to emerge from their hiding places. Under the cover of night, a puff adder glides silently through the leaf litter, its cryptic pattern blending with the moonlit shadows. Guided by heat-sensitive pits and an acute sense of smell, it detects the subtle vibrations of a rodent scurrying nearby. With patience born from countless generations, the adder waits motionless, a living trap. When the moment is right, it strikes with lightning speed, relying on the cover of darkness to mask its approach. Elsewhere, slender boomslangs navigate the dense canopy, their large eyes adapted for low-light vision. These arboreal snakes become more active after dusk, weaving through branches in search of sleeping birds and lizards. Their movements are silent, their presence almost ghostly, as they hunt with precision in the inky blackness above. The night is also a time for courtship and survival. In the dense undergrowth, male and female African rock pythons cross paths, drawn together by subtle pheromones carried on the breeze. Their courtship dance is a slow, deliberate intertwining, a ritual that may last for hours beneath the stars. For these giants, the night offers safety from larger predators and the coolness needed to conserve energy during their lengthy encounters. Survival after dark is a delicate balance. Predators such as owls and genets are on the prowl, and snakes must remain ever vigilant. Many species adopt a sit-and-wait strategy, minimizing movement to avoid detection. Others, like the sand viper, bury themselves beneath loose soil, leaving only their eyes exposed, blending perfectly with their environment until potential prey wanders within striking distance. The nocturnal world is unforgiving, but Africa's snakes are uniquely equipped to thrive in its shadows. Their senses are sharpened, their behaviours finely tuned to the rhythms of night. In these hidden hours they hunt, mate and survive, ensuring that when dawn returns, the legacy of Africa's serpents continues, woven silently into the fabric of the continent's wild heart. In the intricate web of African ecosystems, even the most feared predators are not alone. Snakes, often seen as solitary hunters, are part of a network of surprising partnerships and interdependencies that bind them to the lives of birds, insects and mammals. Deep in the savannah, the burrows of the African ground squirrel offer more than just shelter for their owners. These labyrinthine tunnels are sometimes shared by snakes, such as the African house snake or the egg-eating snake. While the rodents benefit from the snake's presence, who deter more dangerous predators and keep insect populations in check, the snakes in turn gain safe refuge and easy access to prey. This delicate balance ensures that both species thrive, each providing something the other cannot achieve alone. In the canopy above, the relationship between snakes and birds is more complicated than predator and prey. The striking black mamba, for example, is often shadowed by the fork-tailed drongo. These clever birds issue alarm calls when snakes approach, warning other creatures of danger, but they also follow the snakes, snatching up insects and small animals that flee from the mamba's path. In this way, the drongo benefits from the snake's hunting prowess, while the snake's movements inadvertently help the bird find food. Even among the insects, alliances form. The African vine snake is famed for its patience, lying motionless for hours as ants march across its scales. These ants, attracted by secretions on the snake's skin, help clean away parasites and dead skin. The snake, in return, remains undisturbed by the ants' presence, tolerating their tiny bites in exchange for the health benefits they provide. Some relationships are built on deception. The African egg-eating snake, with its gentle nature and specialized diet, often shares hollow trees with bats. Here, both species find safety from larger predators. The bats in turn provide a constant supply of eggs left behind by nesting birds, which the snake consumes. This unspoken alliance allows both animals to flourish with minimal competition. The African wild is a place where survival demands more than strength or stealth. It requires connection, an unspoken understanding between creatures as different as snakes, birds, insects, and mammals. These symbiotic bonds, subtle yet essential, remind us that even the most unlikely alliances can shape the destiny of an entire ecosystem. As the sun rises and the savanna awakens, these connections persist, hidden in plain sight, binding Africa's snakes to the rich, pulsating heart of the continent's wildlife. Across the vast expanse of Africa, the rhythm of life is set not by the ticking of a clock, but by the rise and fall of the seasons. For Africa's serpents, each shift in climate brings new challenges, shaping every aspect of their existence, from the hunt for food to the quest for shelter. As the wet season sweeps across the land, rivers swell and the grasslands burst into vibrant life. Prey animals multiply and snakes emerge from their hiding places, invigorated by the abundance. The African rock python glides through flooded plains, while the elegant boomslang weaves through lush branches hunting for newly hatched birds and frogs. Water and warmth bring opportunity, but also risk. Predators are more active, and competition is fierce. Yet as the dry season approaches, the world transforms. Grass withers, waterholes shrink, and the sun scorches the earth. Many snakes retreat underground, seeking refuge in cool burrows or beneath rocks. Here, the puff, adder and sandboa enter a state of torpor, slowing their bodies to conserve precious energy until the rains return. Others, like the black mamba, become travellers, slipping silently across parched landscapes in search of scarce prey and water. Seasonal shifts also trigger ancient migrations. In the tall grasses of the savanna, egg-laying snakes time their journeys with the coming rains, ensuring their offspring will hatch when food is plentiful. Arboreal species descend from the canopy to lay eggs in moist leaf litter, while desert dwellers burrow deep to escape the relentless heat. But climate is a fickle master. In years of drought, the balance wavers, prey vanish, water disappears, and only the most adaptable snakes endure. Some, like the African vine snake, shift their diet, seeking out new sources of sustenance. Others, unable to move or adapt, become casualties of the changing world. Still, Africa's snakes are survivors, resilient, resourceful, and attuned to the smallest changes in their environment. Their lives rise and fall with the seasons, a silent testament to nature's power and unpredictability. In every corner of the continent, from the sun-baked deserts to the rain-soaked forests, the dance between snake and climate continues, a struggle for survival, played out in the shadows and silence of the wild. In the relentless contest for survival, Africa's snakes have become masters of deception. When danger looms, brute force is rarely the answer. Instead, these serpents have evolved a remarkable arsenal of defensive behaviours and mimicry, ingenious strategies that confuse, deter and outwit would-be predators. On the dusty floor of the savanna, the puff adder lies motionless, its cryptic patterns blending seamlessly with the leaf litter and sand. This master of camouflage relies on stillness, vanishing in plain sight. But when discovered, it inflates its body, hisses loudly, and strikes with astonishing speed, a dramatic display that warns even the boldest attacker to keep their distance. In the forests, the harmless African egg-eater employs a more subtle ruse. When threatened, it flattens its head and neck, mimicking the iconic hood of the venomous cobra. This imitation, perfected through generations, often fools predators into thinking they face a far deadlier foe. Scientists have documented birds and small mammals hesitating or fleeing at the sight of this bluff, granting the egg-eater precious moments to escape. Even more striking is the case of the false cobra, or aspidolaps, which combines both mimicry and behaviour. When alarmed, it spreads its neck ribs to form a hood, lifts its head and sways, mirroring the movements of its highly venomous cousin. Research in the Kalahari has shown that jackals and mongooses, seasoned snake hunters, frequently abandon their pursuit after witnessing these theatrical displays. Some snakes take mimicry to the next level. The juvenile boomslang, for instance, sports bright colours and patterns that closely resemble the venomous twig snake. This resemblance is no accident. Field studies have revealed that predatory birds, which avoid the toxic twig snake, are far less likely to attack boomslang juveniles than adults who have lost their mimicry patterns. Chemical deception also plays a role. The African vine snake can release musk from its cloaca, producing an unpleasant odour that deters curious predators. Meanwhile, the sandboa's ability to burrow rapidly and coil tightly into a ball makes it almost impossible to extract, forcing most attackers to give up in frustration. Each of these strategies is a testament to the power of evolution. Through mimicry, bluff and camouflage, Africa's snakes have carved out a place in a landscape teeming with danger. Their survival depends not on brute strength but on cunning, the art of appearing more dangerous, more elusive, or simply less appetizing than they truly are. In the silent, watchful world of Africa's serpents, deception is the ultimate defense. Beneath the tangled roots of a baobab tree, a quiet miracle unfolds. Here, far from the gaze of predators, a female African rock python coils protectively around a clutch of glistening eggs. For many of Africa's snakes, the journey of life begins in secrecy and silence. Some, like the python, are attentive mothers, remaining with their eggs for weeks, shivering to generate warmth, and warding off would-be egg thieves with a menacing hiss. Others, such as the agile boomslang or the elusive egg-eater, opt for a different path. These snakes deposit their eggs in hidden crevices, beneath rotting logs or within the leaf litter, relying on the heat of the African sun and the camouflage of their chosen nest to safeguard the next generation. As days pass, the eggs transform. Inside, tiny serpents grow, absorbing yolk, developing scales, readying for their first breath of air. At last, the shells split. Neonate snakes, mere replicas of their parents, emerge into a world fraught with peril. For most, there is no parental guidance. Instinct alone will guide them, toward shelter, toward food, and away from danger. Survival is a numbers game. Of the dozens of eggs laid, only a handful will survive the gauntlet of predators, hungry birds, voracious lizards, and even other snakes. Some species, like the sandboa, give birth to live young. These hatchlings are instantly mobile, disappearing into the shifting sands within moments of birth. Growth is rapid but risky. Juvenile snakes must shed their skins frequently, each molt revealing brighter patterns and stronger scales. Their diets expand, from insects and small frogs to rodents and birds, each meal fueling their transformation. Some, like the green mamba, spend their early days high in the canopy, mastering the art of climbing and camouflage. Others, like the puff adder, remain earthbound, learning to ambush prey with patience beyond their years. With each passing season, survivors grow larger and wiser. Maturity brings a new challenge, the search for a mate. During the brief rains, pheromones carried on the breeze spark ancient rituals. Males compete in silent battles, wrestling and entwining, while females choose the strongest, the swiftest, or the most persistent. Once again, eggs are laid. And the cycle continues. Each generation faces the same hazards, the same hopes. In the vast, untamed wilds of Africa, the life of a snake is a story of resilience, an unbroken circle of birth, struggle and renewal, hidden beneath the surface, yet vital to the pulse of the continent itself. In the heart of Africa's wilderness, danger lurks at every turn. Not only for the hunted, but for the hunters themselves. For Africa's snakes, survival is a constant test, shaped by an array of natural threats that lie beyond human sight. From the moment they hatch, young snakes are vulnerable to a legion of predators. Agile mongooses prowl the undergrowth, their lightning-fast reflexes and resistance to venom making them formidable foes. Birds of prey, like the martial eagle and the secretary bird, scan the savannas from above, swooping down with lethal precision to snatch unsuspecting serpents from the grass. Even the stealthy monitor lizard, with its keen sense of smell, will raid nests and devour eggs and hatchlings alike. But the perils do not end with predators. Africa's diverse landscapes pose their own silent hazards. Sudden floods can sweep through low-lying burrows, drowning eggs or washing young snakes far from shelter. Seasonal droughts parch the land, shrinking waterholes and forcing snakes to travel long distances in search of moisture, each step exposing them to new risks. Wildfires, ignited by lightning or the relentless African sun, race across the plains, reducing entire habitats to ash and forcing snakes to flee or burrow deep to escape the flames. For arboreal species, fierce storms bring their own dangers. Torrential rains and gale-force winds can dislodge even the most agile climbers, sending them crashing to the forest floor. In the desert, sandstorms whip across the dunes, burying burrows and obscuring the scent trails that snakes rely on to find prey and avoid predators. Yet, within this world of uncertainty, Africa's snakes have evolved remarkable strategies for survival. Some species, like the burrowing python, escape danger by tunneling deep underground, safe from fire and flood. Others, such as the twig snake, freeze motionless, their cryptic coloration blending seamlessly with bark and leaves, invisible to all but the most persistent hunter. Despite these adaptations, life for Africa's snakes is a delicate balance, an unending struggle against forces both seen and unseen. Each day they navigate a landscape shaped by the unpredictable rhythms of nature, where only the most resilient endure. As dusk falls and the wild comes alive with the calls of predators and prey, Africa's serpents slip silently through the shadows, ever watchful, ever wary, and ever at the mercy of the continent's untamed power.